Proverbs 27:17 states that as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. Under Christ-based self-improvement, there is this category called circle. And it is the people that you surround yourself with, right? Surround, hence the name circle. And whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you are being influenced. You are being molded and shaped by the people that you allow into your life, especially those that you surround yourself with. The people that you get close to, the people that you allow your time and energy to be spent on, will influence you in deep, deep ways that you can't even comprehend. Think about back to when you were a child, right? Us as toddlers, what do children do? Right? Children don't learn, they imitate. Children imitate their parents. They imitate the way their parents speak, their mannerisms, their body language. It goes that deep. And so the way that we've grown up is a product of the people, of the characters that we've observed, watched, copied, and hence imitated. And so we're a product of what we have imitated and the influences that we have been around. And humanity, well, this is built into your human nature. And so this is the way that humanity has often learned and progressed for, well, ever since its existence, right? We have watched, we have learned, we have imitated. And so it is foolish to think that you can spend all this time around a certain type of individual, a certain group of people, and not be influenced by them at all. Whether it's in the way that you speak, the way that you dress, your mannerisms, your body language, anything. Because it's natural. And you could even argue that it is inevitable. Because that is just the nature of humans. And there's this quote that goes, and I want you to remember this. There's this quote that goes, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And so if you don't want to become more like the people you spend the most time with, then why are you spending time with them in the first place, right? Think about someone you've looked up to in the past. For me, I've looked up to a lot of people. I've looked up to my dad, I've looked up to my pastors, I've looked up to my teachers. Naturally, without even trying to, without even thinking about it, I would copy their mannerisms. I would copy the way that they talk. Sometimes I would even copy like their hand gestures or like the way that, like the language they use, right? Like how do they speak? What is the cadence that they speak? Like all these little things I subconsciously pick up on, and it's human nature, and so do you, whether you realize it or not, because it takes a lot of awareness to be able to like, oh damn, what am I doing? Like, why am I copying this person? Like, it takes a lot of awareness. And if you want my one-to-one help with this and join Christ-based self-improvement, click the first link in the description. I'll help you basically upgrade your faith, upgrade yourself, and everything, every aspect of your life. And yeah, I'm not looking to help a lot of people, maybe just 1 or 2 people, but devote my entire life to helping them. If that sounds like you, check it out. I think you'll find it interesting. First link in the description. And I'll take you to a couple days ago, actually, when I was having this argument with my mom. And for me, at least to me, it got pretty heated, but my mom was pretty chill. Like, I was getting like livid. I was getting really angry because we were having this argument about incarnation. And obviously we grew up like Christian. Like, I come from a Christian family. And my mom was like, hey, I think I believe in reincarnation and all these different things. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? But just the fact that I was able to argue with her, just the fact that I was able to debate with her, and that it got my mind going, right? My mom had all these like kind of good arguments that I've never thought of before, and all these different worldviews that I have never even thought of or come into contact with before. But the fact that she brought up the idea and that we got to go back and forth just arguing about this specific idea, I was able to be shaped by it. My worldview changed a little bit by it. Not saying I believe in all that, but I was able to see like, oh wow, so there's actually so many people around the world that can believe in such different things, that have grown up in such a different background, that have formed their own beliefs and values through things like triumph, trauma, fame, loneliness. All these different things can shape your beliefs and values. And not only that, but especially your circle, right? Bringing it back to the circle. Think about it. My mom is one person that I surround myself with, and every day it's like she changes my entire paradigm of how I see the world. My mom will be my mom will wake up and she's like, hey, what do you believe about this? And I'm like, that's a completely different like theology or ideology I've never heard of before. And I feel like nowadays we take arguments as such a negative thing, right? The first thing that you think about when I say that word argument, I think you'd get a kind of negative tone to that, right? Because arguments nowadays are viewed as disrespect. It's viewed as hateful speech. It's viewed as an attack on identity. It's viewed as like, bro, stop being so offensive. You're hurting my feelings. But really, argument is such a blessing argument is based on respect, if you really think about it. because it means that I value your opinion so much so that I'm willing to take it into my own account, my own understanding, and actually logically think about it and then come up with a comeback so that we can go back and forth and discuss whatever we're discussing. It's the ultimate sign of respect, right? If you told me like, hey, the sun's gonna explode tomorrow, you're a cow and all that, all these different like autistic things, like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't even take your opinion into consideration because you're downright stupid. That just goes to show you that, okay, arguments are actually a sign of respect, right? Debates are a sign of respect. And this is how humanity has grown. Humanity has developed all these different ideas, right? Think to Marcus Aurelius or Plato's or all the, I don't know, like Napoleon or whatever, like wise old guy that you can think of. The reason why they're wise is because they spent all day thinking and debating and questioning ideas. And the fact that they didn't just question the ideas of others, but their own, just goes to show you like, wow, we really don't know anything. And that goes to the fact that, yeah, as human beings, like, we really don't know anything about the world. You know, human beings have only seen or explored 5% of the ocean. Well, God created the whole ocean. Bring up the whole ocean. And I feel like that's so crazy because us as human beings, we feel like, damn, we have everything figured out. We have humanity's entire knowledge and database online, and we can just click of a finger or press of a finger. Like, we can experience the entirety of humanity's knowledge, right? Wrong, because what person on earth knows everything that humanity has ever learned in its history? Basically no one, right? And so I think it's important that, like, we acknowledge, damn, there's actually so little that we do know, especially as like flawed human beings who are programmed to make mistakes and built to be flawed and make mistakes, right? Us as human beings, it's in our nature to make mistakes, to not know, to learn, to grow. Over the years, think about 5 years ago, how much have you changed since then? Because I've changed a lot. From 2019, damn bro, we don't talk about 2019, but we've changed a lot, right? We've evolved a lot. And so that just goes to show you how much we still have to learn, how much we still have to evolve. And the fact that we can still evolve just means that we don't know anything. That there's a ceiling we have yet to hit. Or maybe there isn't even a ceiling. Like, you're just down here and you're never going to hit a ceiling. But yeah, humble yourself. We don't know anything. And so you need to seek out other pieces of iron, other, I don't know, swords of iron that you can clash against, that you can clash your ideals, ideologies, worldviews, that you can, in whatever you pursue, you need iron to sharpen iron. Okay, I'll take you through an analogy, okay? I was thinking about all these like deep philosophical things when I was like 14, 15, and the friends that I had around me were just addicted to playing Fortnite and League of Legends, bro. And I was talking to them like, bro, what do you think the meaning of life is? And they're like, bro, shut up, I'm in a game. And I'm like, damn, okay. So I was basically iron, trying to sharpen iron, but they were wood, and I was just setting it all on fire. And so, bro, I set a forest fire. I ended so many friendships because they couldn't have like deep talks with me. That's like, I just couldn't relate to them, right? And why would you hang out with someone you don't want to become more like? Why would you have a weak chain in your circle that is weakening you as well? Right? I want my circle to be almost like an iron guard, right? Like a kind of shield or a suit of armor, that when I'm struggling with something, when I'm falling into sin or temptation or whatever, I can go to the people in my circle and they'll be like a suit of armor. They'll pick me up, they'll protect me, and they'll get me back on track, right? And I think it's important for everyone, especially for you on Christian self-improvement, to find that for yourself, right? It's so important for us to have a community. We are meant to be a community. As human beings, we are wired to be part of a community. But we just don't get that nowadays because we're all online and, COVID and everything. Okay, make whatever excuse you want, right? But nowadays, we don't have an excuse to not have a community. And that's kind of what I'm trying to build as well with Christ-based self-improvement. But yeah, you really need to be aware of your circle because you don't know how much you're being influenced by them. You'll copy their mannerisms, their talk, their fashion, their whatever without even knowing because it's subconscious. Think about it. Your central nervous system, your brain and your spine or whatever. Your brain is hardwired to be able to pick up on these little mannerisms and copy people so that you can fit in and survive. That is human nature, and it is hardwired into your biology, whether you realize it or not. So whether you like it or not, your circle is either going to take from you or give to you. It's either going to negatively influence you or positively influence you, right? Just be aware of that. This could be your downfall, and this is so many people's downfall. I'll give you another example. I was doing Bible study with one of my closest friends from church the other day, and we stayed up until like 4 a.m. just having deep talks at night. This was like one of the best nights that I've ever had, and I've grown like I've grown 100 times closer to God simply because of that one person, simply because of the questions that he asked me, simply because of the way that I see him interact with the world and other people, right? The way that he talks, the way that he thinks, the way that he plans his day. All these little things I don't even try and pick up on, but I naturally do. And I become more like him, and I want to, and that's a gift. That is such a gift. I've grown so much closer to God. Everything that I can teach you now, everything that I've learned in the last few months have been from these God-like people, Christ-like people that I have found, and I kind of recruited them into my circle. Like, okay, I'm recruiting you, putting you here into my kind of weird circle of people. But it's been helping me so much. A community, a suit of armor. Imagine having a suit of armor. People that could pick you up whenever they see that you're in a rut. People that hear you when you're silent. People that can hear your silence, man, that's true friendship. When you're being quiet, when they know something is off, when they can feel that something's off about you. These people belong in your circle. And if they can't, they're not even worthy of being in your orbit. Okay? In your circle. Your circle is one of the most important things. It's one of the biggest categories of Christ-based self-improvement, and if you're not optimizing it, I think you're just living under your potential and what you can possibly be in your life. And man, like, think about you 6 months, a year, 5 years into the future. Bro, if you don't like this person and you're spending time with them, if you don't look up to this person and you're spending time with them, like, what would you even think of that, right? I would lose respect for my past self. And in fact, I have lost so much respect for my past self because he didn't even have the respect for himself to be able to let go of these people he couldn't even respect. How can I respect you if you don't even respect yourself? You're not iron, then. You're wood. And I'm going to set you on fire, bro. Trust me, I've tried. Yeah, this is one of the most important things in your life. Relationships is one of the most important things that us as human beings will ever have in our lives. And if you're not optimizing that for your own growth, for your own purpose, for your help, just love yourself. Have some self-respect. Because when you have some self-respect, you'll realize, like, hey, this person, you can't be in my life anymore. I've raised the bar. My circle is going to get smaller, but like in Fortnite, right? The circle gets smaller, the better the players. Like, I don't know, whatever analogy makes you understand, right? Just, you don't need a lot of friends, okay? I'm telling you, one person got me 100 times closer to God. One person. And that's all you really need. That's the beauty of it, right? All you need is one person. One person to look up to. One person to talk to. If I can be that to one person, that wouldn't even make my day. That would make my life. And in whatever way I can help you with these videos or with whatever that I make in the future, really hope I can do that. And I'm going to keep talking about God. Jesus died for you in public. Don't live for him in private. And if you watch all the way through with an unedited video of a 17-year-old yapping, I think you'll be really interested in the first link in the description. It's, as always, Christ-based self-improvement. But also comment below what videos you want me to make, like what Bible verses you want me to go through. Like, I've been meditating on the Bible. I've been thinking so deeply about all these different things that I want to teach, all these different things that I want to learn about. And if I can bring those lessons to you and it can change one person's life, that would make my life so worth it. Why would I live life for myself, right? I want to live to serve others. I want to live to serve the world. God gave me this audience for a reason. And I've been losing views, I've been losing subscribers talking about God, but I don't care. Because it's not about helping, it's not about reaching millions of people. It's about changing one person's life. And if that can be you, made my life worth it. So thank you. As always, if you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. As always, get after it. Love you, bro.